The Associated Press news agency has released a video. It says confirms reports of a massacre of Rohingya Muslims in Myanmar last year. AP says the pictures appear to show the bodies of half-buried men. Its investigation suggests at least 5 previously unreported mass graves have been found. The news agency spoke to villagers who say the number of dead could be as high as 400.
Whoever was injured but still alive after the attack was thrown into flames. Young men like myself managed to escape the attack, but others like small children and women couldn't run away in time. They were either killed or tied up and thrown inside homes by the military, which they burned down using launchers.
It's thought the massacre took place in Gu Dar Pien in Rakhine State in August. A few weeks ago, for the first time, the military here said that soldiers were involved in civilian deaths. It acknowledged one mass grave containing the bodies of 10 Rohingya it called terrorists. The UN says reports of more mass graves warrant further investigation.
I do not have the details of this particular site or the village of mass graves, but it is you can see it's a pattern that I've said earlier, and we had the Tulatoli massacre, but Indian is where the mass graves were discovered. But when I was talking to some of the refugees, a man said to me he had buried 430 plus bodies before he escaped his town. And I received scrolls of names of people who are alleged killed or missing. So this is something that needs to be investigated, and this is why we've called for a fact-finding mission.
And Human Rights Watch says there's growing evidence of genocide in Rakhine State.
What is most worrisome about these reports, beyond obviously the killings, is now the effort to cover this up, that they discovered in some instances acid is being used to burn off the features of the people killed or burn off the fingerprints to try to obstruct any accountability. And that shows a degree of pre-planning that will really, I think, impact the international community's decisions about whether this constitutes genocide or not.
Myanmar's government has previously denied any reports of a massacre. It has now cut off access to Gu Dar Pien. Other than tightly controlled government trips, the area in northern Rakhine State where there was violence has been closed off to the UN, humanitarian groups, and journalists. Scott Heidler, Al Jazeera, Yangon.